Buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Es un verdadero placer compartir esta velada con todos ustedes. Bravo. En nombre del gobierno británico, quiero dar las gracias a la Spanish Chamber of Commerce por la invitación. Well, thank you. One thing's for absolutely certain after that pronunciation. I'm definitely not going to the Foreign Office, regardless of who wins the leadership of my party. But it is a great pleasure to be here this evening, and thank you for those very kind words of introduction. Your Excellency, as Economic Secretary to the Treasury, I have seen the close partnership between our two countries played out in the square mile and beyond. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak to representatives of a nation that is woven through the warp and weft of the UK economy. Our two countries share diplomatic and commercial ties going back many, many centuries. Indeed, the worshipful company of drapers was trading wool and cloth with Spain in the 1500s. And the original livery hall was bought by the drapers from King Henry VIII as a symbol of their wealth and power. Henry was himself a great admirer of Spain, sealing the first partnership between our nations by marrying his daughter Mary to Philip II. Alas, his other daughter was somewhat less thankful for that particular piece of diplomacy. But that was a long time ago, and it is the second Elizabethan age, not the first, that has proven to be the truly golden era in relations between our two countries. As many of you know, Spain is the 10th largest export market for UK companies. In fact, we export more to Spain than to Brazil and India combined. And Spain is one of the top 10 investors in the UK, with significant holdings in manufacturing, in retail, in aviation, and many other sectors too. And I'm pleased to see many of those firms represented here this evening. As City Minister, I am acutely aware of the fact that Spain is the largest European investor in UK financial services. Santander and Banco Sabadell are mainstays of our high street. More than a third of Spanish sovereign debt primary dealers are in the UK, and a significant proportion of Spanish equity and bond issuances involve at least one UK-based trader. Quite simply, Spain is part of the extraordinary success story that has seen the City of London become the world's preeminent financial centre, and an enduring one despite the challenges and uncertainties of the last 3 years. But of course, the connection between our two countries runs far deeper than mere balance sheets. George Orwell, another lover of Spain, once wrote, "I would sooner be a foreigner in Spain than in most countries. How easy it is to make friends in Spain." Hundreds of thousands of Britons who make Spain their home or place of work would surely agree with him. And I hope you would agree that the reverse is true. In truth, we are not foreigners. Our relationship is much closer. We are connected in so many ways, among them our shared values and perspectives on many issues, our shared commitment to peace and prosperity, and to the rule of law and free trade. We are partners in NATO and at the UN, together with numerous international bodies, which includes, for the moment, the European Union. Your Excellency, you quite reasonably asked about my position on Brexit. In answer, I would stress that my priority is for the UK to enjoy the very closest relationship with Spain, and indeed with all our European friends and allies. But the longer I spend in this role, the more I become convinced of the need to consider the world beyond Brexit. So alongside a close and positive relationship with the EU, I also want to see my country renew our historic and emerging links with the rising economies of Asia and Africa too, for that matter, which will have a greater working age population than China within the next 30 years. The two should not and need not be mutually exclusive, which is why we must continue to work for a deal that honours the result of the referendum and allows the UK to leave in an orderly fashion. But whatever happens, London will remain at the heart of the global financial system. The fundamentals of the UK economy are sound, with 9 years of growth behind us and 5 more ahead, according to predictions. We have strengths in all the traditional sectors, from banking and asset management to insurance and professional services. We enjoy unparalleled access to key markets, in part thanks to our time zone and language. And we are making inroads in the markets of the future, from green finance to fintech, from RMB to the rupee. None of these things will change post-Brexit. We are regularly ranked the best place to start and grow a fintech, ahead of San Francisco, ahead of Shanghai, and ahead of Singapore. And I'd like to thank those Spanish firms that have actively supported the growth of UK fintech, with representatives from BBVA and Santander sitting on the government-backed fintech delivery panel. Beyond fintech, the UK is officially the tech unicorn capital of Europe. Just this month, at London Tech Week, we committed £13.5 million for AI and data conversion courses, together with a further £153 million for the National Quantum Technologies Programme. All of this is backed by our renowned research and development base and our world-class universities, as demonstrated by the 10,000 Spanish who choose to study here every single year. And that leads me from technology to people. My final and most important point. The UK is home to more than 200,000 Spanish, making it the 8th largest community in this country. With 270 nationalities and 300 languages spoken here in London, we will continue to welcome talented and skilled individuals from around the world. And this is something I have sought to promote and strengthen throughout my time as Economic Secretary. It is also recognised by this government and by the 2 men who are currently vying to be our next Prime Minister. The government has set out a framework for our future immigration system. Work is already in train to streamline our border processes, enhance our offer to entrepreneurs, and exempt the most highly skilled migrants from the visa cap. Whatever happens in the coming weeks, my message to you tonight is that London will remain Europe's global gateway. The openness, the resilience, and the innovation that defines the UK economy is here to stay. So let me draw to a close. Like Spain, we enjoy a long history, but we remain a young country at heart. And like Spain, we too have a proud seafaring heritage. We are instinctively attuned to the changing tides, and we have always looked to the opportunities that exist beyond the horizon. So we leave the EU not as a shy and retiring nation, but as a confident and ambitious one. We are building an economy fit for the future, an economy characterised by world-leading innovation, a skilled workforce, flexible labour markets, and a dynamic global outlook, underpinned by strong, adaptable, and far-sighted institutions. And it remains my sincere hope and belief that we can build on the 500 years of shared commerce between Britain and Spain. So I'm grateful to you for the opportunity to celebrate the ties that already bind us together in the global economy. Let us continue to work together to master the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead. Thank you very much indeed.